So, first news topic of the day. I'm feeling good. I am not worn out. I don't feel cracked. Let's get into it. Jack posted this on Twitter. We're going to read this out and we're going to come to a conclusion about how people are responding to said thingy me bob. I just got to make sure of something. Okay, that's not going to happen. All right. Shit's going to refresh, but whatever. Thank you, members of the Energy and Commerce Committee and its subcommittees, for the opportunity to speak with the American people about how Twitter may be used to spread disinformation and our solutions. My remarks will be brief so we can move to your questions and discussion. In our discussion today, some of you might bring up specific tweets or examples, and I'll probably have an answer like my team will follow up with you. I don't think that is useful. I'd rather us focus on principles and approaches to address these problems. I'll start with ours. Okay, we believe in free expression, we believe in free debate, blah, blah, blah. No resub alert. Yeah, no, you're not the only. Yo, subs are not coming up. Somebody Somebody give me a 2-month sub, and I see it, and it doesn't come up here. That's so weird. It's not even. It's alerts are not paused or anything. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate it. We believe in free speech. Our process to moderate content is designed to consistently evolve. We observe what's happening in our service. We work to understand the ramifications, and we use that understanding to strengthen our operations. We push ourselves to improve based on the best information we have. Much of what we're likely to discuss today are entirely new situations the world has never experienced before, and in some unique cases involve elected officials. And we believe the best, blah, blah, blah. Disinformation is a broad concept, so we chose to focus on disinformation leading to offline harm, and 3 categories to start: manipulated media, public health, and civic integrity. Many of you have strong opinions. Some say you're doing too much. Some say you're not doing enough. If we woke up tomorrow and decided to stop moderating content, we'd end up with a service very few people or advertisers want to use. Ultimately, we're running a business, and business wants to grow the number of customers it serves. Enforcing policy is a business decision. How long does this thread fucking go? Okay, because I don't want to sit here and just read this shit. Different businesses and services will have different policies, some more liberal than others, and we believe it's critical this variety continues to exist. Forcing every business to behave the same reduces innovation, right? If instead we woke up tomorrow and decided to ask the government to tell us what content to take down and leave up, we may end up with a service that couldn't be used to question the government. This is a reality in many countries today. This would also have the effect of putting enormous resource requirements on business, which further entrench those. Smaller businesses would not be able to compete, and all activity would be centralized in a very few businesses. So how do we resolve these two viewpoints? One way is to create shared protocols. Social media has proven itself to be important enough to be worthy of an internet protocol. One that a company like Twitter can contribute to and compete on creating experiences people love to use. We started to work on such a standard, which we call Blue Sky. It intends to act as a decentralized open source social media protocol not owned by any single company. Any developer around the world can help develop it just as any company can access its services. How does an open protocol address the concerns raised here? Greater transparency is the strongest benefit. Anyone around the world can see everything that's exactly happening in the network, including exactly how it works. One doesn't have to trust the company, just look at the source code. It says the base protocol is shared. Will increase okay, it'll finally allow us all to observe knowledge. A decentralized open source protocol for social media is our vision, and we continue to cycle, blah, blah, blah. One final note: we're all a bunch of humans with a desire to make the world around us better for everyone living today and those that come after us. We make mistakes of prioritization and execution. We commit to being open about these and doing our best to remedy what we control. We appreciate the enormous privilege we have in building technologies to host some of the most important conversations in the world, and we honor the desire to create. Okay, fuck me, bro. Fuck me, bro. Zuckerberg just told Congress that he doesn't allow misinformation in ads. He spent tons of time in the past few years defending the ability for politicians to run false ads on Facebook. There's no such thing as free speech in a private company. Correct. Uh, Interesting. Interesting. I I don't know. I don't know. Like I get what you're saying. But I feel like that don't do nothing to the average citizen. Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't do anything for anybody. Like it's a great step forward as far as technological impact. But am I wrong in saying that just like regular people don't get what the fuck that means? Like the majority of people who use computers can't build computers. I feel like when you say open protocol, like they don't understand what that gives them. Right. And it's like I'm split on how I want to interpret this because okay, so it's cuz I don't want to give you like not a false answer. Oh my god, why do I have to agree to shit, bro? I have to provide it. Come on, man. Try to educate people. Give me something simple. You probably know the story of the Tower of Babel, building automation, or building to operate, blah blah blah. Over the years, okay, it's basically sending information from one place to another. An open protocol allows it to communicate with multiple devices as opposed to like one specific linked API, one specific server to which you send information to when then it gets threaded out to everybody. It's then how you get into like how the algorithm sorts news feeds, how it knows that certain things need to be reported, stuff like that. Like it goes through the filter and is then controlled by Twitter, and not like you can't send it. You can't have a news feed filled with just the people in an order that you set because you can't access the code. An open protocol would let you access the code. Now, obviously, you can't change its code because it's a different thing that they launched. But just even me explaining that, it's like I guess I should focus on the merits of the statements. Like some social media are less, why not have that feature in app? There is a video that we could watch that would explain that. Matter of fact, that's what I want to just link you instead of watching it because I've seen it before. But we could watch it. We could watch it. We could watch at least the beginning of that. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. Does it still work? Did the API break? The API has not broken yet. It still works. We can watch the beginning of this. But before we watch it, let me finish my analysis of this. So I would say I appreciate him going directly towards like a bunch of people are going to say you're not doing enough. A bunch of people say you're going to crack down harder. Like he's really saying the onus is on you. You're taking any step that we take in two different directions. Therefore, I don't care about it. As long as my website makes me money, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that like fucking fascists don't use it to take over the goddamn United States. I'm still on that like the woman, oh, we got to cover that later today too, but I could throw it into the story at least. The woman who said, oh, Dominion, the election was rigged, Dominion voting machines. I've had arguments with people about that. Y'all were here for one of them. You were here for one of them. They believed, oh, that's an illegitimate president. Oh, the election was rigged. The bitch that was arguing on behalf in court said, and I quote, my defense is, you'd have to be stupid to think I was telling, like, the truth. These were just my fucking opinions. Like, I felt strongly about it. And I didn't say I was telling the truth. What the fuck? So yeah, like at some point you gotta you gotta be like, all right, you can't use this website, homie. Cause like even if they're not posting about it, they can be messaging people about it, putting their tweets to putting their tweets to private, putting their tweets to private. But this is obvious. It's just obvious to anybody who would like read that. Like I don't see an issue in how he addressed it. Social media is a weird place, man. Social media is a weird place. No way. No way. Social media is a weird place. And while I don't immediately want you to like take this final thought as a, well, you have to participate in society. I get it. And I definitely understand and we can have a longer talk about this in the future about the efficacy of social media and how it defines relationships because you generally meet and talk to people. You've had issues with people and all you've done is clickety clack, 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 clickety clack, clack, clack. Like the actual actions that you took are not equal to a face-to-face assault on behavior or management or soul ego or a actual physical fight. Like I understand that and we can have that conversation, but I really think when it gets to a certain point where people are acting on your behalf, you really can't stand up there and be like, yeah, the Nazis should have a place at the table. Like, I'm sorry, but find your own dark cave to be in. You used to be on them when the internet started. Anyway, so that's Jack on Twitter.